Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Let's start today's video. It's Saturday. On Saturdays, I do Cellar Saturday, where I drink something off the shelves behind me, and it is Christmas time, because it's December, so right, it's Christmas time. I'm listening to a lot of Christmas music. So I'm doing Christmas beers every Saturday for the month of December, and really excited for this one. It's from 2015. I used to buy a lot of these. Well, I used to buy a decent amount. My friend Pete would buy a lot, and then he usually gave me some because he bought too much. So I've had these aged before. I've done, verticals with them and stuff. But always a pleasure to revisit Mad Elf and anything that Troegs makes. And definitely, I know some stuff's going to fall out. It is a little sad because this is my last original bottle, like from the original logo, which matches this proper glassware perfectly. But if you know anything about this beer, it's 11% ABV, and it's an ale brewed with honey and cherries. And yeah, it's cool. They have like a Naked Elf is the same kind of beer without the additives, adjuncts is probably the better word. But yeah, no, I'm just super excited for this. It's cool. Went to a Christmas, not like it was Christmas time. It wasn't explicitly Christmas beer bottle share. And I brought, I don't know, 6 different years. And it was really interesting to drink from the freshest one and going back and just how you kept losing the adjuncts. So it was quite a cool experience. So yeah, I mean, it's red with like a little bit of brown in there. There's definitely some floaties. Not a lot of head. Maybe I didn't pour it particularly aggressive. Kind of a khaki head, and like those bubbles are pretty large compared to a lot of the beers I've had the last few months. So like they seem pretty big. Sticking mostly to the side of the glass. In the center, there's a little film, but you can see the beer also. So like, yeah, not a ton of head. So nice lacing. Some legs. It's a Belgian style ale is the base beer. Actually, does it say more stuff? Doesn't really. Cheerful creation to warm your heart and enlighten your tongue. It smells really good. Fermented and aged with a spicy yeast. This ruby red beer. Yeah, I mean, it's still ruby red, I guess. Delivers subtle cherries and enticing aromas is what that says. Let's get into proper aroma. Yeah, I can't say I'm getting a lot of cherry, but it does smell like a really nice Belgian ale with some spices added. There is... actually, the more I'm smelling it, I do get some cherries. It's not like bursting with cherries at this point, but actually the more I smell, the more I get it. It is teetering on smelling like medicinal cherry, though, which is always, a thing that can happen with a bigger, almost said stout, bigger beer that has cherries in it. But you are getting some other stuff, which is really pleasant. I wouldn't say specifically get honey, but there is a syrupy element to it. You get baking spices for sure. Little cardboard, a little bit, but not enough to really take me out of the aroma. I don't know, I could keep going, but I'm going to get into the taste. Cheers. That taste follows the aroma pretty spot on. That cardboard thing, and man, I got the aroma too, and I'm definitely getting the taste, is interwoven with this molasses thing. You get cherries, but like it really does drink like cherries of Christmas past. Like it is not a fresh cherry thing, but it is cherry. It does avoid the medicinal cherryness in the taste, which is great. I'll take a little bit in the aroma, that's fine, but I don't really want that in the taste, so that's really good. But yeah, it has like this sweet molassesy thing. It kind of reminds you of a sweet dessert that would have some of the baking spices, and again, molasses, to keep using that word. Brown bready a little bit as well. And again, with the honey, I wouldn't say honey specifically, but some sort of a syrupy element. It's not quite maple syrup, it's not quite agave, but like some kind of just almost like, not simple syrup, it's not just sugary. So some sort of generic syrup, but not a simple syrup because it has a little bit of complexity to it. But I just can't think of something that's really that close to say it's mostly this thing. It probably is the honey, but I would think it would just ferment out, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. There's a little prickliness to it, like in a good way, like carbonation or whatever that's, you know, causing that. There is a a staleness, I should say, to the beer. This is definitely past its prime. There's no question of that. But it's not a bad sip at all. Like, I'll gladly finish this, you know, this evening and enjoy every sip. So, like, I'm not upset with aging it for this long at all. But also, I can totally admit that this is not, you know, peak or even in that wheelhouse or, you know. And I have had some, like, fresh was always great, you know. It's not a beer that I think needs age. And I've definitely had it years, like aged years, where I would say, you know, and think this is just as good as fresh. You know, so like that does exist with this beer, but certainly at this point with what, 8 years on it, it's not any better than it ever was, for sure. But yeah, super fun experiment, super fun experience. And yeah, it delivers still, which is awesome to see. And the proper glassware did its job. You know, it's going to taste better. Have you guys had this one before? Have you ever aged it? How long have you aged it? What are some Christmas beers you like to have? Holiday beers, anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.